Last time on What If Vegeta was betrayed. Vegeta and Moro's crew traveled to Universe 6 in search for the Super Dragon Balls, as Moro has promised Vegeta that they will rule the universes together. They ran into Champa and Vados, and after a small altercation, Vegeta is offered to train under the Angel, obtaining Super Saiyan God and showing it off against Beerus, and later helping Goku and the others defeat Frieza as a Super Saiyan Blue. But without being able to find the final Super Dragon Ball, they have no option but to comply with Champa, as he says that he will use the Super Dragon Balls as the prize for a tournament between Universe 6 and 7. If Universe 6 wins, then Vegeta will get the Dragon Balls. Without much of a choice, Vegeta prepares for the tournament, but deep in his heart he knows that he's more alone than ever. Will Vegeta be able to defeat Goku? The adventure continues now. Vegeta continues to train, inviting Trunks and 7-3 to do so as well, even asking about the Universe 6 Saiyans. Champa reveals that they're still around, and allows Vegeta to visit planet Sadala prior to the tournament. He isn't exactly welcomed, as a pickpocketer steals some of his stuff. He followed her to a tavern, where her leader, Caulifla, said that if he wanted his stuff back, he'd have to beat her in a fight. Vegeta did just that, very easily. Eventually, Saiyans gathered around him as he showed off Super Saiyan, and slowly over time, he began to train with some of them, mainly Caulifla, Kale, and Cabba. Cabba had been his guide when he first arrived in Sadala, and got scolded by Vegeta for not even knowing what a Super Saiyan was. Eventually, he trains them to unlock Super Saiyan, though that Kale girl has a long way to go before she can be trusted with her power. Vegeta was able to knock her out, but has no idea how to control her. He realizes that he's getting close to Cabba and those girls' Saiyans. It's the first time he's felt accepted by anyone. Even Moro, a man he trusted, was anything beyond someone he worked with. But before we continue, only around 30% of you guys are subscribed, so don't forget to leave a like and click the bell icon so you never miss the best Dragon Ball what-ifs out there. And if you want to be a super fan, then consider becoming a Patreon. Anyways, let's continue with the story. Vegeta finds out that Frost will be part of the Universe 6 team, and he refuses to work with them. He doesn't trust anyone who could be the Universe 6 version of Frieza. He didn't believe he was strong enough, and above that, he thought either Kale or Caulifla would be better contenders. Frost challenges Vegeta to a fight, and he attempts to use his needle filled with poison, but 7-3 sees this coming and warns Vegeta, who ultimately defeats Frost, not allowing him to even transform into his final form. He was very tired of him. Finally, Champa agreed to have Caulifla be the fighter. Thus, the teams are set. The Universe 6 team is composed of 7-3, Vegeta, Cabba, Hit, and Caulifla. The Beerus team is Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, 17, and Monaka. Gohan knew about the tournament a long time before it happened, so he was able to plan ahead of time, and he's been training with Goku for a bit. Goku originally wanted to get 18, but she said she was not interested since there was no cash prize, so she instead suggested 17, and Goku recruited him similarly to the Tournament of Power. So the fights begin. First up is Gohan versus Cabba, two Saiyans who follow a legacy. Goku looked at Vegeta when they started the fight. It was time to see whose student was the strongest. Cabba fared well enough, but Gohan had a trick up his sleeve, Super Saiyan God. He hadn't unlocked Blue just yet, but God was more than enough to deal with Cabba. His next challenge was against 7-3. 7-3 actually surprises Gohan. His copy abilities are extremely impressive, and he absorbs his power, firing back a Masenko, which resulted in a beam clash. But 7-3 was smart, and as soon as it looked like Gohan was going to win, he opened a portal in front of himself, going directly towards Gohan. Gohan blasted himself out of the arena. Piccolo was the next fighter, but didn't fare much better. 7-3 already knew most of his moves thanks to the absorption and fight against Gohan, so when he multiplied himself to use the special beam cannon, 7-3 knew how to counter it, even using his own special beam cannon, which surprised Piccolo. He would have to ask Gohan if he'd been practicing in secret. Android 17 versus 7-3 was the next battle. 17 had been analyzing the fight against 7-3 for a while, and he had a plan set in place. He had to avoid using any blasts. 7-3 could easily handle those. When 7-3 tried to absorb 17's power, the cyborg simply opened his android barrier, keeping him away, eventually expanding it so 7-3 was knocked out of the arena, but the air went silent once Hit entered the ring. He was far different from many of the other fighters, and no one knew much about him. 17 opened his android barrier, but it wasn't fast enough. Hit was already within the bubble, punching him in the stomach and throwing him out of bounds. But Goku had been watching the fight carefully, and thanks to some insight from Jacko, he realizes what's going on. He was using some form of time skipping. Goku was able to predict the moves that Hit was going to use, fighting meticulously against him and utilizing Blue Kaioken. Goku was completely driven by the desire to fight Vegeta again, and although he enjoyed the fight against Hit and hoped to fight him again, he wasn't going to allow him to get in the way. Thanks to the training with Gohan and the extra hard training with Whis, Goku actually wins this match, utilizing a God Bind to keep Hit in place right as he was going to use his time skip, taking the chance to knee him in the stomach, grab him by the legs, and spin him out of the arena. He landed not far from Vegeta, and as the smoke cleared, the two Saiyans found themselves staring at each other with a smile. Caulifla walks up to the ring slowly. Vegeta whispers in her ear, telling her that Kakarot and her are very similar, so he expects a good match. Above that, he wants to see just how much he's improved. Caulifla smiles and gives Vegeta a thumbs up as she walks into the ring.
I'm gonna take you down and get even stronger!
That's the spirit! Come at me with everything you've got!
Aw, hell yeah! There's the blue form! That's just what I wanted to see!
This is Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Who knows? You might be able to pull this off someday.
Goku is already a little tired and hurt, but he is impressed by this girl. Her Super Saiyan 2 is incredible, much stronger than what he expected it to be. She had a lot of spirit. No wonder Vegeta was drawn to teach her. Even Goku himself taught him a little while fighting, and he told her that whatever Vegeta is teaching her is working, but maybe she should get her morals from someone else. Goku dodged and weaved out of the way of a lot of punches, trying to regain his stamina and power before getting ready for the real deal, the fight against Vegeta. Goku told her that she's always a little aloof and has her defenses wide open, proving a point by Goku punching her in the stomach and knocking her towards Vegeta, saying, "Sorry about that. I saw an opening that seemed to scream out attack, so I did." Vegeta catches Caulifla just as she was about to hit him, placing her calmly down, telling her that she did well, and that he'll visit Planet Sodala soon, alongside Moro and the rest, to keep teaching them. But for now, he had other matters to attend to. This was the moment they were waiting for. Before the announcer got even a chance to say, "Begin," Goku and Vegeta were already clashing, the ground beneath them caving in, to the point where the arena was no more. If one of them touched the ground, they would surely be disqualified, but it didn't matter. They weren't leaving the sky. Every punch connected perfectly. Neither was trying to dodge. It seemed like they were really trying to test just how strong the other one had gotten. Eventually, the fight evolved, as they got used to each other's movements again. Goku couldn't help but smile at Vegeta. Even though he hated his guts, he was still his greatest rival, and part of him believed that he could return. But the fight wasn't meant to last forever, though to the spectators it sure seemed that way. Vegeta grabbed Goku by the legs and threw him to the ground, but Goku caught himself inches from a ring out. They were in a familiar situation now, as each of them cupped their hands, Goku creating a Kamehameha, and Vegeta a Gallic Gun. They fired at each other, remembering their original battle, but this time Vegeta was sure he was going to win. He was finally going to defeat Kakarot once and for all. But as the blast was mere seconds away from touching Goku, the Saiyan race on Earth screamed out, "Kaioken times 20!" Vegeta felt a cold sweat on his back as the blast was returned to him and he fell from the sky, defeated by Goku. How? I've given everything to get stronger. My family, my friends, my pride. That Kakarot is still above me. Vegeta remembered back to the time he fought Beerus, and how when he lost the god power, he saw no one. Is that it? Was what I gave up what Kakarot has above me? Vegeta turned his head to look at Bulma, who instantly looked away, while Goten, Gohan, and Chi-Chi hugged Goku. Vegeta punched the ground, creating a small crater. It was over. At the end of the day, Monaca does not get to fight. Not that there was an arena to fight in anymore. Champa was upset at Vegeta, and honestly thought about kicking him out of the universe, or maybe even killing him. But at the end, Goku approached Vegeta after the tournament, telling him that he's always been his friend and that he misses him, telling him that after the battles against Frieza and even Cell, Goku considered Vegeta a friend, an ally, and a rival, and that he hoped that they could be that again. He struggled with asking him for help during the battles against Golden Frieza, but now he realizes that that power is incredible and that they could help each other with it, as long as Earth is safe and Vegeta comes back to them. For a second there, Vegeta actually considers it, but he looks at the ground and walks away from Goku. Just like in the original, Zeno appeared, becoming friends with Goku and talking about the possibility of a multiversal tournament. Vegeta and Goku looked at each other. That would be a perfect chance to battle again. Vegeta would return to planet Sadala to continue teaching the Saiyans there. It was a lot of fun. It was one of the few things he actually seemed to enjoy, but Trunks was a little upset. It was like he cared more about them than his own kid, but he could feel something beyond that. A darkness within Vegeta. He wasn't sure if he actually cared about these Saiyans, or about teaching them, or was he just going through the motions. Either way, Caulifla and him got along, almost like an aunt, and she did tell him once or twice that that Moro guy just rubbed her the wrong way. Either way, Vegeta and Trunks would return to planet Champa in order to continue their own training. The Super Dragon Balls were spread through the universe, as Beerus wished for a new Earth to be given to Universe 6. Vegeta turned to look at Moro. He seemed very upset. He had a dark aura around him. Moro hates Vegeta for losing. He was really counting on him, and now he realizes he's just weak. Now that the Dragon Balls are all gone, Moro thinks about it. He has time, he can end it here and now. He can kill Vegeta, he can take everything he has. After all, everything Vegeta has ever done has been because of Moro.
Well, Vegeta, next time we will guarantee our victory, won't we? We just need to keep on training, or I'll simply destroy you.
Moro snapped out of it. For a second there, he almost made a stupid mistake in front of the God of Destruction. He can't be found out just yet. Plus, Vegeta has been growing so fast recently, it would be foolish not to watch his progress even further. Soon enough, he would kill him. Soon enough, he would take his power. But it wasn't all for himself. At the end of the day, he would kill Kakarot too, in honor of Vegeta, and take his power. Those stupid Saiyans would live on in him, as he rules over the universe. But unknown to Vegeta, a darkness greater than any other was surging in a different timeline, as future Trunks, the one who had spent so many years going after Vegeta and trying to get him to return, comes face to face with his father once more. Trunks couldn't believe it. He really thought that Vegeta could change. He really thought that he could be turned good. But the Vegeta that stood before him now was worse than the one he met. Was this ultimately what Vegeta's path would lead down? Had he followed him all the way to the future just to kill him? Part of Trunks believed that this wasn't his father, that this, Vegeta Black, was something else. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share with friends who like Dragon Ball. The next part will be up next week, so don't miss it. And as always, thank you to the Patreons of the channel: JP Law, Angel MR, True Lightning Striker, Squad 100, Ghost 1571, PJ90 the Third, Lee Orchidas, Orange Bag YT, Trench Rolls, D-Man Plays, Jim G, Jerome Foster, D Miles, The Gaming Galaxy, Dakota Kaiser, Salil Paranjape, Keith Grimes, Celestia, Dreadpool, and Samuel Randall. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed, and until we meet again, see ya!